And now that I finally got a new nozzle for this thing, it's time to test the Shark Apex. I think it's an AX952. And it is one of the lift-away ones, a powered lift-away, along with the Duo Clean, which it might be pretty hard to get sealed to the box. I have some ideas, but I don't know how well they'll work. So I guess we'll just do the best we can with it. And because the power head always runs on this, whether it's in a low speed mode for hard floors or a high speed mode for carpets, we're just gonna disconnect the handle so we're not running the brush roll motor for the wattage test, and then we'll plug it back in and test both the high and low speed. So let's start it up. Or I suppose I could have just put it upright and it wouldn't have run. And right now we're in the low speed mode. Now I'll switch it into high. Okay. So for those unfamiliar with them, since they have the on-off switch in the handle here, we cannot take a body measurement because it won't run without the hose attached. So we are just going to skip right down to the hose. Okay, seems to be all we'll get. So, there is a vent right here for so that's interesting. There is a vent on this for the thick carpet mode. So when that's opened, it just opens a little valve right here to let additional airflow through so it doesn't seal down to anything. But even when we were in the regular, what is that? When we were in the second option here for carpet or low pile, we could still hear it opening. So it only has full seal under hard floor. That's interesting. And I have to wonder how much it will actually come into play when we have this on the airflow box. Although I'm guessing the nozzle probably isn't too well sealed due to all the moving parts, so it probably won't matter too much, or at least I hope not. Alright, so now we got the wand attached, so we'll do this again. Is that? I wonder. I see. So I guess it does affect the airflow even in a more free-flowing position. So we're actually going to redo the initial hose test with it in the hard floor position. Because just opening up that valve, we can hear, even switching it over to carpet, we can hear a drop in pitch from the anemometer. So we know that it's not fully sealed when that carpet switch is open. But let's take the suction before we go and redo this. Seems to be about the same, so that's good. Yeah, let's... Alright, we'll redo this. Okay. Huh. That is so strange. I mean, you know, I can see why you would want the vent open for thick carpets, but it just doesn't make sense to me to open it for low pile carpets. And I mean, it clearly does affect its airflow. Huh. Well, this is one of the ugliest setups I've ever had for it. So what I tried to do was I put a piece of tape backwards right here, so, you know, the front roller, that little soft roller, shouldn't be able to grab onto that, or so I'm hoping, so it doesn't like pull it into it. And then we just have this kind of taped down with a pile of tape. We'll have to give it a try and see if it actually works, but I'm not holding my breath at this point. Alright, the good news is we seem to have a seal. It did trip the brush roll though, so that's the bad news. So we're not going to be running the brush roll, I guess, during this. But we can at least get numbers. Okay. Huh. Keeps climbing, that's weird. Looks like that's all we'll get. So redo the suction. Yeah, I feel some leakage around this panel, which is where the main belt is. And around here too, which is where the other belt is. So, and I think I'm just gonna, rather than trying to restart this, we're just gonna turn up the... Okay, so now we're on carpet or low pile. Well, that seems to be all we're getting. And we can see we've lost a good amount of suction due to that vent. And now we'll turn it into the thick carpet mode. Really? I guess. Oh, nope, spoke too soon. Okay, seems to be holding steady. And now for the usual oat cleanup. Yeah, I don't really know what that weird sound is about, that kind of howling noise it makes, but you know, I've opened this thing up, I've cleaned it out, HEPA filter got cleaned, pre-motor filter was washed a little shortly before doing this, and it's completely dry, of course. So, I mean, I don't know. It's, you know, I'm usually more a fan of higher quality machines, and this thing to me does not. Oh, yeah. Yep, we haven't done much with it, but clearly we have dust. Which I saw a fellow YouTuber who did a test on one of his sharks with baking soda, and they let just an amazing amount of fine particulate through their cyclone, and it'll go right into your HEPA filter. Because all you got's a piece of foam right here and a piece of a kind of a loosely woven felt material. There's really not much keeping, you know, dirt out of the motor or getting into the HEPA filter. But, you know, they're not all bad. They're not, you know, the best quality, but they have some neat features to them, like the Duo Clean thing or the powered lift away. I mean, those are cool, but yeah, I'm just not a big fan of them.